is the Doublet Special Master.
Live and direct.
Breakfast with CubCamTV.
Trickstar Radio.
Yes then people, we're back inside the building right about now. Welcome back to Breakfast with Kovu here on Trickstar Radio. It's that time again as we jump into another interview with another astounding guest, someone we're very, very excited to get into a conversation with, someone I've known for a long period of time. He's always doing bits, one of the most uniquely sounding producers out there. Man like Pelikann is on the line with us this morning. How are you doing, sir?
Oh, absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for the kind words. How are you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. It's always good to chat. It's great to get you on. This is what, as soon as we locked this one in, I was thinking, right, I'm looking forward to this one. I know I'm going to have a good time.
Oh, it's the first time I think I've set more than 2 alarms in a morning to absolutely make sure I was going to wake up in time. So I was like, I'm not missing this one.
Awesome, man. Well, we've got loads of stuff to get into. Obviously, there's new music out there. But we last had a chat. I think it was around a year or so ago when we were doing Brekkie in the Cave. So I want to kind of get a bit of an update from what's been happening your end, because I know you're a busy guy. I know you've got a lot of different things bubbling away. So how's the last sort of year been for you in regards to new things happening?
So the year's been interesting. It's been a lot of sort of changes in the personal life and stuff like that. So moving around and bits and bobs like that. So it's sort of had a bit of not a dampener, that's not the right words, but it's put a bit of a slowdown on the releasing of stuff. But it's mainly just been writing, and then obviously doing a lot more with the live streams and cracking on with that. I had a couple of releases with labels like Bygore, which was really good and exciting, because obviously I grew up during the dubstep era, so Bygore is always like a big inspiration for some of the comedic value of some of his tunes. And yeah, it's just been sort of bubbling along nicely with a lot of stuff sort of being written in the background, and then trying to now get back onto the regular releasing again, I suppose, now that we're hopefully all going to be let outside a bit more soon.
Definitely, man. Well, I think the thing that a lot of people may have kind of seen you doing over the last year or so is obviously these feedback streams. They started off a little bit more of kind of like a thing, I'll give this a go, see how it goes. But it definitely seems like it's something that's kind of moved to the forefront of what you're doing. And it definitely seems like there's a lot of it seems like there's plans going on. I don't know if there is plans, but you give the impression there's plans going on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's because I mean, obviously, when it initially started, it was just, again, lockdowns happening. We can't go outside, so I'll just try and do something partially to keep myself entertained, but also just to sort of help out anybody else who might be sort of struggling over not getting the sort of outside contact that they might need, and just being able to help people with any tunes they might have. But yeah, that's developed quite a lot now to being over on Twitch and having different concepts for streams. Like I've done a game show once or twice where somebody won £100 for just getting a couple of random questions I thought up that morning, which was very entertaining. I think in that same episode I also ended up having to shave my eyebrow off because I reached a certain goal on it. So it's a lot of self-deprecating yet educational entertainment. I don't know if they go hand in hand. It sounds a little bit like Get Your Own Back or something, but yeah, it's very enjoyable. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's been sort of planned on the future of it. There's like a good little Discord community that we've got going where we sort of chat about ideas and things we would do. So I think the next thing that we've got coming up on it is I think it's hopefully going to be around a 20 to 30 person collab, where I'm going to try and get everybody who gets involved in the live streams is going to get a chance to jump on a tune. We're going to go around the houses and just see what we come out with at the end. So it could be an absolute mess, but however it is, I'm still going to release it just because I want to see it come up on Spotify and break it with the amount of artists that are involved with it. So that's that's the next plan.
I mean, the kind of beauty of the way you approach these streams and the way you approach streaming in general is there's a kind of organised chaos kind of approach to things. Obviously, you were saying earlier about you ended up having to shave your eyebrow and gave away £100 to someone who answered a couple of questions you made up that morning. Like, how do you balance it so that you know stuff's going to run like with the level of professionalism you've got going on, but to still also have that kind of, I suppose, off the cuff kind of edge?
Oh, I mean, I will be completely honest. I don't think there's any professionalism. It's completely unbalanced. I have absolutely no idea what's going on. It's a throw stuff at the wall and hope that the laptop doesn't explode. It's essentially the mentality that I've got with it. I mean, the laptop sounds like a jet engine when it's got Streamlabs working. So I can't really work any. If anybody's seen them before, you'll know that I try and open a SoundCloud link and it will take like a solid 60 seconds to open it, and it's just sat there like, so how's it going, guys? Hope we're all well. I think my laptop's not going to catch fire, but there's very little that sort of go. I think I'm very much into the whole idea of having a concept for the general stream, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty of it, it's a very much let's see how this goes kind of mentality, because it's worked for the most part for quite a while, and I think so long as the silly ideas keep coming, hopefully it will still be a good laugh for people, but still a bit helpful from time to time as well.
Definitely, man. I think that's something that people do appreciate. There's a kind of realism about it. There's a level of kind of there's a level of interactivity with what you do that kind of draws people in, because they know something could kind of go wrong at any minute. There's almost like an anticipation for it, and I've always found that sort of thing quite exciting to watch from a listener's point of view.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's why things like You've Been Framed and Fail Army exist, isn't it? It's because people love to watch stuff go wrong. And I'm the definition of that in a music production form. So I'm happy to take that mantle of the king of fails when it comes to music. And I'll wear that mantle proudly. I mean, like, it's got to the point where we've developed a religion, and I'm called the overlord of yoyism now. So it's there's some very obscure stuff going on.
Yeah. I was going to say, for people that haven't had a chance to look into one of the streams yet, where can people find the streams, for one, and secondly, what is there a sort of regular time, or is it pretty much just off the cuff, sort of random dates get put out there?
So it's on twitch.tv/Pelikann UK, Pelikann UK, because I don't know how to spell, clearly. And it sort of goes back and forth. There'll be some times where there's a bit more of a regular schedule, and then there'll be other times where it's a bit more infrequent. I'm still trying to balance like the best way of doing it, I suppose, because there'll be times where if I do them more frequently, there's sort of less stuff to give feedback on, and there's less sort of things going on, because obviously everyone's a bit busy, whereas if I do it a little bit less frequently, I can make more of an event out of it, I suppose, and I can get the shots on when the tune's good and go a little bit more, I suppose, wild with it and throw more concepts into the mix, as opposed to it just sort of being like every other day listening to a few tunes and then coming off. So it's still a sort of balancing game in that respect, definitely.
Awesome, man. Well, I mean, obviously, we are here to talk about the streaming, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that and what the future of that holds. But we do have brand new music to get into this morning. How the story goes. Tell me the story behind how the story goes, bro.
The story I can't even get over the words for that. That's blown my mind slightly. But yeah, that's how the story goes has been around for a long while now, like a good couple of years. And it was one of those ones that is just sort of like in mixes and stuff. And people are like, oh, what's that one to me? And I'll just be like, oh, it's one of mine. And people will say, is it coming out soon? And I'll say, I have absolutely no idea. And obviously the subspecies stuff had taken a bit of a back foot as of late. So I was like, I need to get something out. People have been wanting this. I think the last time I'd done anything with it was when I did a bottomless brunch, and I think I did a story where whoever guessed how many glasses of Prosecco I would drink would get it as a free download. And that was quite a while ago. I never claimed to be particularly good at marketing my music. Let's be completely honest. I have a slight alcohol problem, and I make music. I try and do the best I can.
I mean, there's always so much fun going on behind the stuff, man. Like, do you ever kind of get tempted to kind of go, you know what, I need to organise this fun, like, or do you just literally want to just keep letting it roll?
I do, yeah. Like, I think with things like the quiz, I'll try and like organise it a bit more. So I'll set up like specific things and specific moments, and be like, okay, this is going to happen at this point. I think when it's moments like that, I get like more panicky about it and feel like I'm not going to sort of perform as well in those moments, as opposed to when I'm just like, right, let's just do it. So it's like, that's the same with anything. It's the same with like making music or doing DJ sets and stuff like that. I feel if I just sort of throw myself in it and hope for the best, it always seems to come out a little bit better than sitting down and meticulously being like, oh, this, and this. So I don't know. Maybe I'm odd in that way.
No, bro. I was going to say I enjoy every second of it. It's so enjoyable to watch, and I know a lot of fans appreciate it as well when they're listening through the both listening to the music and obviously watching the streams as well. We're gonna jump into this tune now, and then we're gonna come back the other side for a bit more of a chat about what's going on. It goes by the name of How the Story Goes. We're live on the line with Pelikann this morning here on the Breakfast Show on Trickstar Radio. Make sure you're sticking around. I'm sure there's going to be loads of interesting bits on the other side. Make sure you're sticking around. Just gone 14 minutes past 9 here. Oh yes, don't go anywhere.
This is Breakfast with COVID, bringing you their morning flavours on Trickstar Radio.
Trickstar Radio.